You're listening to the podcast of MiGiS, Migrant Girls in Sports, Never Behind Again. The project is organized by Europamente, Bulgarian Sports Development Association, and Roes Cooperativa as a synergy supported by the European Union.
Hi, Kari. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming to meet with us.
So, hello, I'm Karina. I'm 15 years old, born in Klatana, Syria. I have spent my early childhood surrounded by the warmth of my family and the positive energy of my community. But one day when I was 6 years old, the conflict tore our homeland, and my family made the difficult decision to seek refuge in a distant land. At the tender age of 7, I found myself in a new country, a stranger in a sea of unfamiliar faces, adjusting to life in a new home and challenging the language, the customs. Everything seemed worlds apart from what I knew. Despite my efforts, I felt like an outsider struggling to find my place among my peers. The main problem was the language barrier. My English was not good enough, but my Bulgarian was even worse. My peers didn't want to speak in English, and I decided to enroll in language courses both for English and Bulgarian.
Wow.
Thanks to my teacher, I started speaking both of the languages good enough at least to understand what the people say to me. Years later, when I was in primary school, where English was the second spoken language, the things became slightly easier, but not easy enough for me. Although I could have spoken in English, my Bulgarian was really bad. I couldn't speak very freely. And when you don't speak the language, it's hard to get along with the people. It was the hardest period of my life up to now, until the fate intervened in my life in the form of a spirited girl named Mila. She's my best friend now.
Wow.
Mila had also experienced the same challenges as me. She's from another homeland. And recognizing the loneliness in my eyes, she intended a hand of friendship, which was really kind of her. With Mila by my side, my world began to change. Mila showed me the ropes of my new school, translating and bringing the cultural gaps together. We navigated the difficulties of growing up, forming a bond that knows no limits. As the years passed, I flourished. With Mila's great support, I embraced my new home. It was just like a really big help for me. My once foreign surroundings became familiar, and my peers transformed from strangers into friends.
This is it's so amazing to hear, and it's really inspiring to learn that there are people like Mila in our community. This is really amazing. In the next interview, we're going to speak with Mila herself. But for now, I have to say that it's great. I'm so happy you had somebody to help you with everything. It's a really beautiful story. Tell us now, do you miss your homeland? Or do you think that life in Bulgaria is as good as your life in Syria was?
Well, I will never forget my roots. I carried the strength and resilience of my homeland within me. I remember of the journey that had brought me here. Years later, as I reflected on the remarkable journey I went through, from a frightened migrant girl to a confident young woman, fully integrated in a distant land. I want to share this story to other girls in similar situations to show them that the power of friendship can change everything and can help you the most.
This is like, it's almost like a story from a novel.
Right. Yeah.
And inspiring. And I have to once again repeat what you once said, like what you said a few minutes before. You identified yourself as a fully integrated a young woman in a distant land. It's really amazing. So thank you very much for sharing this. I'm sympathetic to what you have gone through, really, but congratulations on going this long way. We will congratulate Mila afterwards as
Yeah,
well
of course, she deserves it.
yeah, for being the most amazing friend. And thank you once again for the time, and even more for the courage to share your story. And we'll make sure that it serves as inspiration to other young girls in your shoes.
Yeah, thank you so much too. I just want to share all this so that other girls know that they're not alone. They can show themselves to other people.